Thomas, could you tell me, please, about the video journalism movement? What is it and why do you do it?
It's an international network of, at the moment, 150 video journalists and cartoonists who produce high-quality videos, stories that either other media are not telling or that give more context and analysis to stories that are being told in the news. The idea is that people get the news in many ways, the hard news, all day long, but that doesn't mean that they get the context to understand what is really happening, and that's what we want to do. And also a very important thing that we want to do is to show how people have to cope with things that are happening in the news. How is life after something big that happened? And why? To answer to your second part of your question, it was born out of my own experience as a foreign correspondent, out of my own frustration of not being able to do those stories that can give the viewer an insight into the countries that I was working in. It was mainly what I felt correspondents do mostly is go to bombings, go to press conferences, but there's very little time to give that analysis and to give that context, and that's what made me come up with this idea.
In what way do you think this complements traditional media, or is it a threat to traditional media?
Traditional media will keep on crunching out the headlines, and that is not what we are doing. We won't stand next to the Reuters camera crew recording the same thing. Whenever something happens, we immediately ask the question, what is the consequence and why is this happening? And that's what we do. The other thing that we do is we say, well, there's more than one truth. So it's worth looking at different perspectives on the same issue. And that's why we're looking for journalists all over the world, local journalists and international journalists who both look at similar issues, so that we can show to our viewers that there are different ways of looking at things, different takes on things.
And who are your viewers and how do you interact with them?
In different ways we interact with them. I think that all over the world there's a growing group of viewers that have questions and that don't see those questions answered anymore by the traditional mainstream media. We're looking for those viewers who have a keen interest in some internationally relevant events. So that's very broadly defined, the viewer that we're looking for, but we also actively look for viewers based on topics. So maybe we can find viewers who have a keen interest in health issues, and we'll find them on the internet. We talk to them on our platform, where we also have them talk to us. They can ask us questions and they can ask us to do stories about certain topics, so they can propose stories. And with the other viewers, together with the other viewers, they elect the stories that we're actually going to produce. That's a very important bit of interaction, and we really want to have the feedback of those viewers. We want to have their information. If they have knowledge on a certain topic, we are really interested in that because it can make our stories a lot stronger. And obviously we're also connecting to them through the channels that are available to us, like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And we're also sharing with mainstream media who don't have this network of correspondents that we do, but who can buy or embed things that we produce.
And you carried out a training with Christian in a newspaper, MDLF client in Russia. How did that go?
That was extremely interesting. It was our first time, and we know what we had to say, of course, but we didn't exactly know how it would be there. There was a group of 12 print journalists and 1 or 2 photographers. And in 3 days' time, we taught them how to go about doing a video journalistic piece. We learned a lot about how to explain it, about what is really needed to be able to do a training like that. And I hope they learned a lot as well. For us, it's very important to know that now in Rostov there is a group of people who have a keen interest in doing video journalism, and hopefully one day 1 or 2 of them will also start contributing to the VJ movement.